Good morning, RMS Colby College, University of Texas, and Ms. Lutz's class. I'm Ms. Studer here with your Red Fox Report. So, I'm out in that same forest again, and as you can see, I'm wearing all the same clothes, so you know that I'm off doing an adventure today, and I'm doing several reports for you from this really neat area, but it's kind of a hike from my house. Like, I'm a good hour's walk at this point. I wanted to show you this place because this is one of those spots that reminds me that I am but one of many, many people to walk this land. So kind of look behind me. What do you notice? Kind of looks like a road, doesn't it? And it's not a logging road. This isn't a logging road. This is an old road. This was put here by the settlers. There's some rocks lining the side of it. It comes right through a rock wall that was built, separated to make it so that this road was part of what. There's another piece of it over on the other side of the mountain. It kind of ends right down there and gets kind of mixed up with some of the logging roads. But this part is really old. This part has been here since the time of the first settlers. Europeans came here and they just logged everything they could and made roads in crazy places and tried to farm here, where if you know anything about farming, this is not the best farmland. It's pretty sandy soil, it's pretty acidic, it's really not the best farmland. So they really had a hard time of it. Not only that, the trees were huge. The trees were gigantic. They had never seen a forest like this before, because in Europe, the forest had been cut down hundreds of years ago. So they were like floored. They had no idea what to do with these trees. So sometimes we think about, they're coming in and they clear the land. No, actually, they came in and they girdled all the trees. So that means to cut about, 2 inches of bark off all the way around the edge of the tree, and then the sap can't flow up and down and it kills the tree. And then after a couple of years, you start burning the tree and it eventually falls over and starts rotting. And they did not cut all those trees down, and it would have been too much work. Those trees were huge. I mean, diameters like this. I mean, this was an old growth forest, not like these wimpy things now. So when I see something like this, I think about the effort that must have gone into it to build it. First of all, there's rocks lining all along the edge here. The effort to put all of those rocks there. The effort to create, this was probably just a narrow little spot on this ridge, but to create something big enough that, well, you could see from the erosion that it's kind of fallen off, but you could have fit a small wagon through here. Not a big wagon, but a small cart. Definitely a horse could have come through here, and oxen. Most of those people used oxen because they're very, very strong, and they're not as delicate as horses. So, I don't know, I come across cellar holes and graveyards a lot, but a road like this, not many. Most of them became our roads. It's not common for me to come across an old road that existed back in those times that isn't currently being used for anything. This is kind of neat. It's kind of a neat spot. You can see behind me, there's a big old tree came down. That came down a few years ago. And on my way over there, I found another one must have come down in the wind. I'm going to go see if I can harvest some nice pieces off of it and see what I can make out of them. This nice big red oak over there. So, I'm always thinking of the people that came before me and how they lived on this land. Because as I've said before, I don't feel any ownership for any of this. I more feel like I walk in the footsteps of those who came before, and I'm leaving footsteps for those who come after. And it's kind of a neat connective thought that I can reach out and touch what someone else put here 300 years ago. It's humbling. I like it. So try and find something that someone built long before you were alive, and just see if you can connect to that time and place. Have a great day. This is Ms. Studer with your Red Fox Report.